And I think for most people, the biggest problem is learning to slow down. Because when you are building your business, you want to do as much as possible. And I can imagine that a lot of entrepreneurs think like, if they take a pause of a half an hour or an hour, they feel like they are not working on their business in that time, which is of course true. But on the other hand, if you don't take that time to relax and to reload the batteries that are definitely going to slowly empty if you're only focusing on building and working and doing stuff like that, it's hard to let go. I'm an entrepreneur myself, of course, with my coaching business, and I've went through the cycles myself, noticed that it's not working for me if I'm only focusing on the work. I just need to take some time and take a step back now and then, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, and then you get new energy, and usually in the downtime you get the best ideas.
No, that is very true. I hate the fact that I feel like that on the weekends, like, oh, I'm not being productive, I'm not working on it. And it takes me until like Sunday evening to where I start feeling good about it. And then it's like, well, here comes Monday. So talk to me what's the impact that stress has on you, right? And if you're in the United States, maybe even the first world, it's a badge of honor to be stressed out and then to caffeinate yourself or medicate yourself into productivity. And you were a health coach for a little while before focusing on stress.
I'm still a health coach, yes.
Well, you're certified too, right? Took the training?
Definitely, yeah. Certified by the Health Coach Institute in America, from Boise, Idaho. Yeah.
So what is the impact that stress, especially long-term, like chronic stress, has on your body and therefore your ability to function and run a business?
Oh, that's a lot. We don't have very much time, so I'll keep it short and crispy, if I can put it that way. There's a little thing that people have to know. There are two nervous systems that are very important in this subject: the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And what happens when we are starting to suffer from chronic stress is that the sympathetic nervous system is always turned on. And the sympathetic nervous system is the system that you can compare it with the fight, flight, freeze system of response, And this means that you are transpiring and your heart is racing and you feel uncomfortable. And the problem is, if you are in that state, the blood is moved to the arms and legs because the brain thinks that you need to fight or flight. It's like when you are chased by a lion, the feelings that you get then, you want to get as far away from the lion as you can possibly get. Those feelings, those are the stress feelings. The other nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, is the system that relaxes you. So it slows down the heart rate, and it activates the digestive system, which is turned off when you are in stress because the blood goes to the arms and legs so that you can fight. So it's very important to get into the sympathetic nervous system, as much as possible. Because then digestion is turned on, so you can digest your food. And this is one of the problems that a lot of people have when they are stressed a lot. They gain weight because if the digestion is turned off, of course, it doesn't matter if you eat healthy, you will not be able to digest the food properly. So this will put some pounds on your body. Plus, there's a lot of research done on chronic stress, and this all says that if you are under stress for a long period of time and you're in those sympathetic nervous system, that's also turns off your immune system. So when we are stressed for a longer period of time, that is where the illnesses come in. Like heart disease, like diabetes, like obesity. All those diseases are in a way stress related.
For sure. So to recap then, chronic stress or burnout leads to impaired health. It leads to gain weight. It leads to lower productivity, because your body can't relax to a point where your brain is actually functioning at its, optimum capacity. It's not getting the nutrients, the blood flow, the oxygen. I tell you, it's a battle. And so for me, this same journey of running this podcast has been the same one of getting my own business going. And I'd be curious to hear yours. How just hitting the ground running, little runway, which actually sort of goes the other way, trying to get off into the air with little runway. And then, every time you do something, the fight or flight response triggers and your brain shuts down. And in my mind, my goal is to be like those moments in the series Mad Men, where one of the persons walks into the room and Don Draper is just standing at a window sipping, or he's lying back and he's got his feet on the chair and his eyes are closed and he's like, oh, leave him alone, because those are the most important and productive moments when you're doing nothing. That's why I love mowing the lawn, right?
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because when you're talking about that somebody is relaxed and doing nothing, I've read in one of the books that I read a lot of books about brain stuff and health and things, of course. And one of the things that was very interesting, in one of the books they talked about Mozart, that he said when he was asked, how did you come up with all these beautiful compositions and the music and the symphonies and stuff like that? And his response was, it came to me. And it came to him at the moment when he was doing nothing, when he was silent, when he was meditating, when he was really, 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 really in himself and there was no distractions.
I kid you not, between 12:45 and 1:30 a.m. at nighttime is the best time for me to have ideas. Darn it, when I'm trying to sleep, but that's when I'm calm, I guess. Everything is sort of switched off and the brain is now like, well, here's the nutrients, let's have some fun. So you recently went through a little bit of a dramatic part of your journey, and then that put stress on you, and now you're getting back into the swing of things. Talk to us a little bit about what is your story and where you are now.
The thing that happened to me, I at least for the last couple of weeks, I was in the hospital because of a appendectomy, and as it turned out, it was a very complicated one. I didn't know that at first because I came out of the hospital after 4 days. I felt good, so I started to move a little bit and walk a little bit, even though the doctors had said you're not supposed to do that. And at the end of the first week, I got sick again, so I was brought to the hospital again. I was operated on again. So twice I was sedated, and because of the recovering period, the doctors told me I was not supposed to move, I was not supposed to do anything. And being a health coach, for me, that's a very, very hard thing, because in the time that I was studying to become a health coach in last year, I went from, I don't know exactly the pounds, but I lost 30 pounds in about 8 months, because I went through a different kind of nutrition and a different kind of exercise, was moving more. And I've noticed that in the last 8 weeks or so, during the recovery, I was falling back into stress, feeling stressed, and I was depressed. I wasn't feeling right. I didn't react nice to my girlfriend and my daughter and my girlfriend when they asked me something. So I really, really wasn't myself. And looking back, I know why. Because it was because I was stressed about the situation. I couldn't work, so I couldn't do anything for my business. I couldn't exercise, which made me, like I said, depressed. It didn't feel good. And since I think 3 or 4 weeks now, I've been able to start exercising again. So I do daily walks, I do push-ups, I am very, very active, I watch my nutrition again. And one of a sudden, I feel so much better. My stress levels have gone down. I'm so much more relaxed. And because I got so much more energy, I can now do the things that I love to do, which is building my business, posting videos on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And it really made a huge difference. Seeing what happens if your body is in the sympathetic nervous system, in that state, or in the parasympathetic nervous system. It's a difference between night and day.
Tell me, how did you get into being a health coach? Like, why is it something important to you?
That's a very long story, but I'll keep it short.
A 2-minute version.
Let me see. It's about 14 to 16 months ago. I started to be a little bit more active on LinkedIn. I was working at the time as a project leader for a big chemical company, and I was abroad 4 days a week. And when I came home, I didn't have any energy, so I was normally lay on the couch. I would drink a lot of beer. I would be eating fast food all the time. So I was overweight. I was not somebody very nice to be around because I was always grumpy, didn't have no energy. So if my girlfriend or my daughter asked me something, the answer would always be no. Then I met somebody on LinkedIn. Some of the people listening might know him. It's my coach, Fraser Cameron. And I went through his program called Epic Dads, which was a 5-week program.
Oh yeah.
Where we got,
I do know him.
Yeah, where I got clear on what I actually want, what my purpose in life is. So I'm very grateful for Fraser for getting that out of me. And then Fraser said, you should be doing something with your passion. Why don't you start coaching? So I thought, okay, well, maybe this is a good idea. It felt very good emotionally for me, but I didn't feel like I had all the tools. So I decided to go to search for a course where I can become a coach. And then one other LinkedIn connection pointed me in the direction of the Health Coach Institute, which is an institute that teaches people to become a health coach in 6 to 8 months. And that's the course that I did. And during the course, where we of course had to practice with other students, and we had to bring 2 practice clients through the health coaching program that they teach us. And during that program, I found out how much influence good nutrition, good sleep, learning how to relax, learning how to deal with stress, what influence that has on a person. And in that time, I lost 30 pounds, and I feel amazing. I'm full of energy, and I wish I would have found the school a lot earlier.
It's funny, and this is something that's also part of my journey. If you look at my photos from like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I gained weight, just, and for me, it was a lot. So it was like over 210 pounds or something.
Okay.
And then I love exercising, but I can never do it. And I'm a desk jockey. I'm always sitting down. So my wife and I made a complete dietary and lifestyle change. And it's true how good a good diet just changes everything. So I kid you not, everything that we eat is fried. But it's all fried in healthy fats, healthy oils, right? And it grain-free, sugar-free diet and all that stuff. Loads of meats, loads of vegetables. And just sitting at the desk and eating fried foods for a year, I lost 40 pounds. I'm now down to like the 60 area.
You look awesome.
Thank you. So don't worry. Yeah, just changing your diet. I've gotten my energy back, got off coffee. Now it's something I do only 2 days a week. And it was actually the first time in a long time I got that caffeine buzz last Sunday. And I haven't had that in like ages, and it felt amazing. So all of this is now reminding me of something that you mentioned earlier about feeling down, feeling stressed, that impacting your life with your family. I hated who I was becoming 8 months to a year ago. And then I saw this quote from Jeff Bezos where he was like, if you have tremendous energy in the home, you bring that with you into the workplace. And if you have a great job and tremendous energy in the workplace, you're going to bring that back with you into the home. And I read that and I thought, that's it. That is my life goal. I want to work in a place where I feel great and I come out of that and bring that energy into the home. I want to have a great home life, and I want them both to work together. And then
Yeah.
8 months later, decided it's time to start something new, and I started my own company. And it's now happening. I have a lot more of that energy, and now it's just a matter of managing the stress that, of course, comes with being a master of your own fate and all
Yeah.
of that. So, if you don't, let's talk now a little bit about that. How do you encourage
Sure.
people to handle stress? What is part of your program for, your methodology for doing that?
Well, again, the most important thing is to stay away from the sympathetic nervous system, that not activate that part of the nervous system,
Mhm.
and focus more on the parasympathetic nervous system. And things that you can do all come down to bringing yourself in a relaxed state.
Mhm.
When we think about how do we get into relaxed state, usually we get into a relaxed state when we do things that we like.
Mhm.
And if we take the time to do the things that we like, and it can even be work, of course. If you do something in the work, when you are creative and you are creating something, creative energy is also a very, very good energy to relax, as long as you don't have some deadline that is very, very near, because that will create
Mhm.
stress, of course. But focusing on taking time to relax, to slow down. And on the contrary of most people, they probably think, yeah, but Mark, it's nice that you're saying this, but I don't have the time to relax, and I cannot afford to take 2, 3, 4 hours off.
Mhm.
Completely understandable. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4 hours. It is already enough if you take 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah? Another thing that's very important, we as entrepreneurs are used to starting working and not stopping working. So we're working and working and working for hours and hours and hours and hours. The thing is, this will create, of course, stress if we keep this up. But if you divide the times that you are working into blocks, and research shows that the most effective is to work for 20 minutes and then take 5 or 10 minutes break. Even if it's a small break, just get up, walk to the fridge, get yourself something cool to drink, or write an email that you wanted to write, or do something, excuse me, but something that's not work related.
Mhm.
And then after those 5 or 10 minutes, you come back and you start your second block for 20 minutes. And it has been proven that if you do this for those 20 minutes, you're more productive than if you would work for 4 hours at one piece.
Mhm.
So the
Does
key
this?
actually is taking pauses.
Yeah. So does this then? This sounds like it's speaking to, on a biological level, the ability of the human brain to stay
Mm-hmm.
focused productively.
Yeah,
What I mean is, it has a limit on the amount of time it can actually be doing something before
sure.
that's it. It runs out of nutrients or energy, and it needs a recharge.
Yeah, and another thing to consider is the so-called circadian rhythms, and that is, there are certain times in the day that you are having most energy,
Mhm.
and usually at the time that we are in the Western world are eating in the middle of the day, so at 12 o'clock at noon.
Mhm.
After that, most people will recognize this. After you've eaten, you are feeling down and slow and a little bit sluggish. And it's
Mhm.
because you are eating and your body is working on digesting what you have eaten. And your energy levels will automatically be lower right
Mhm.
after you've been eating. And one of the best things to do is, after you've eaten, take a walk for 20 or 30 minutes to help your body with the digestion. And after that, you get new energy. But there's certain times in the day that are very effective to do work, and there's certain times in the day that are very effective not to do work.
Mhm.
And for most people, and some of the listeners might recognize this, they are most productive in the morning.
Mhm.
And the later it gets in the day, of course you get more tired and productivity goes down. So it's it's a very good idea to do the things that you need to be most productive for before noon, if possible, of course. But
yeah, no, good. Let's yeah, it's funny. I need to focus on this kind of thing as well. Take a lot more breaks. I usually think if I just get it done and just keep going,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and then at the end you feel like rubbish and the quality wasn't that great.
yeah,
Whereas if you give it a day and come back to it,
yeah,
but you're right, operating from a place of stress, I mean, your choices are impacted. You know, how you word something when you're in a state of fear and you're sending out a sales email, or you're reaching out to somebody, or trying to record a video because you have to get your content piece out for the day, and you're feeling stressed. You're just getting more and more stressed because the videos aren't working, and you got to get that perfect shot. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
It affects.
And that's counterproductive. Because of your drive, you will keep on going because you want to have it done.
Yeah.
I know this from myself. When I have a problem, I never ever give up. So I'm working on something, and nobody is allowed to talk to me until I get it done. And in the past, I would really get a really big problem because of that. I would be extremely stressed. I couldn't sleep because I would be working on the problem and doing. And now I've learned to take a step back. If I get to a certain point where I feel like I'm really getting stressed, and now it's the turning point into going into pitbull mode, if I can call it like that, then I just say, okay, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I go for a walk around the block, or do something that I like. It can be watching a short clip on YouTube that makes you laugh, because if you laugh, the endorphins are produced, and you get automatically you come in the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. So then the stress is pushed away. Yeah.
Nice. No, it's true. And I think the other thing that is critical about this entire discussion is that if you're an entrepreneur, you're running your own business, you are the secret sauce that makes your business special, makes you stand out. Not just your services, because somebody could go to Fiverr and hire the services, but if you're running your own business, then you do need to take care of yourself, to put yourself in the right mood, to be in the right frame of mind, so that you can do the right work, connect with people the right way, because your customers aren't just buying from you, they're buying into you. And it's that loyalty that comes from a friendship, personal connection. So if you're always stressed out, you're in danger of burning things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And would you rather work with somebody that's relaxed, with somebody that takes the time to listen to you, to your needs, and reacts on them, or somebody that's stressed and doesn't have the time to give you the time that you actually want from him or her?
It's funny. It's like, who would you rather talk to, a firefighter on call, or maybe the Dalai Lama? It's like,
Well, that's a great comparison. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what would be one idea that you'd like to leave with our listeners for something that they can implement immediately? And I know you've given a bunch, so maybe pick one.
Yeah. Well, the easiest way and most effective way to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, so to get out of the stress response, is a breathing technique. So it's conscious breathing. And the nice thing of this is you can do it anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. And it doesn't take anything. You don't need an app. You don't need a special place. You just sit down or stand up. It doesn't really matter. And it goes like this. You take a deep breath, because we are used to shallow breathing, and our body and our brain needs the oxygen. So one of the things to provide it with enough oxygen is breathing deeply. So what people need to do is they have to take a deep inhale for 5 seconds, then hold that breath for 5 seconds, and slowly exhale for 7 seconds. And if they do this 10 times in a row, it will automatically activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And the beauty of it is you cannot even stop it. Even if you don't want to unstress. If you do this exercise,
Okay.
you will definitely relax more and lose the stress feeling. And you can do it as often as you want.
You know what's fascinating about that, and why that works, because it's like your inner caveman is trying to run away from the saber-toothed tiger, and it's like if you can stop and breathe that slowly and that regularly, your body is no longer in danger, and it can
Yeah.
then switch off those hormones,
Yeah.
start turning on the other things. Because if you're in danger, you don't have time to breathe like that. So it's like
Definitely not.
your
If
mind
you're
isn't
chased,
catching up, but yeah.
no. If you're chased by a lion, by all means, keep running.
Keep breathing. Exactly. No, it's
Yeah.
kind of like a way to trick your mind, because your mind is stressed out and your body's like, well, I guess we must be panicking right now. But if you go the other
It's the
route,
other way around.
yeah.
It's the other way around. When your body is reacting in a certain way, the first response of the first response comes from the brain. The brain activates all these things, so the transpiration, the raised heart rate, and stuff like that. But if you slow down your breathing, you will automatically slow down your heart rate, and you will automatically, because you are slowing down, you stop transpirating, and all those things that the brain uses as a signal to put you in the sympathetic nervous system is shut off, and digestion is turned on again. The immune system is turned on again. So it completely changes you.
Yeah. I think it's also funny for those of us who are struggling with like medical conditions and whatnot, and sometimes your hormones are out of whack, and sometimes your body just reacts to things or goes into fight or flight, and you're feeling fine, and then your mind is like, well, I guess we're in danger. I need to have a reason. And then you start stressing out about stuff that you don't need to be or didn't intend to be. And now you're panicking and realizing, well, or you're feeling guilty about stuff. And when in that case, it's the other way around. It's a hormonal thing, or it's, your enzymes or your whatever out of whack. So just centering yourself, coming back to that place of calm, doing the breathing. It's a good idea. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, because if you're breathing, you will automatically slow all those things down. You cannot even stop it. So it's this works all the time. If people try it, just do deep breathing, so really, really deep, and breathe with the belly. So if you breathe in, the belly needs to come out.
Yeah, I know that Marines
we're not used to breathing like that. Yeah,
they'll do it in
100%.
combat to calm down and get their focus back. So
100%.
they can do it. We can do it before sending out another email.
Oh yeah, definitely.